Welcome back to Vilnius, where so far we've stood at the altar of the beer god Dragutis and got tipsy off some delicious Baltic apple cider. Today, we enter foreign territory. Sort of. Every city has that neighborhood where they aspire to live a little differently. In Vilnius, that's Užupis, or as Kestas Lukoskinas calls it, the Republic of Užupis. A seriously unserious republic that celebrates their Independence Day on April Fool's Day. Among their honorary citizens is the Dalai Frickin' Lama himself, who's visited twice. Kestas is the Minister of Tourism for the Republic, so naturally he's the one showing me around the neighborhood. We start by stopping over at the border control to get a stamp in my passport before checking out the founding document of Užupis.
And of course, it's one of the top attractions. It's our Constitution Wall, Wall of Constitutions, plural, because it's our Constitution translated in the 45 languages.
Sounds important. So what's on this thing anyways? The Constitution is full of 41 principles. Among them are, everyone has the right to make mistakes, everyone has the right to die, but this is not an obligation, and for cat lovers out there, a cat is not obliged to love its owner, but must help in time of need. Yeah, good luck with that last one. We continue through the neighborhood, passing by the old timber buildings of Užupis that Kestas says are getting torn down in a wave of gentrification. But the old guard isn't going anywhere just yet.
This is where our Prime Minister lives, and he's very supportive with the Ukraine. Look at how he's dressed, and he collects all the aid and brings it here. And in summer times, when he's working, when I come with a guest, if I see here, he's always willing to come out and say hi and chit chat a little bit. but right now, just says go through.
Okay. I think our minister works properly. Just told for you everything what we need. Yeah?
Yes. I didn't say things which I'm not supposed to say.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
He's not revealing state secrets. Next, Kestas takes me to the site of the old synagogue. Užupis used to be a predominantly Jewish neighborhood, and stories from that time continue to live on in the Republic.
Processions used to go here to the Jewish cemetery.
Oh, so this used to be a Jewish neighborhood?
Jewish neighborhood. Jews were living almost everywhere except the city center.
Okay.
It's throughout the ages, but of course in the 20th century they were living already in the places where the Vilnius ghettos used to be a very sad place. So all the funeral cemeteries used to go through here. I have pictures with the name. It's a Street of Death, but it has also another meaning, because when I moved in here in the early days of our independence, this neighborhood was very dodgy. I caught a few drug dealers here myself. My friend got pierced with a knife by the shop. But he survived. It was very, very bad, It was, you could get really pierced with a knife.
That's really sadly ironic that he got pierced on the Street of Death.
Yeah, it's symbolic.
With that lovely thought, we head inside to warm up and chat a bit more about the Republic. Now, I didn't have the heart to tell him to turn the music down. It felt very un-Užupis. So please excuse some minor shredding in the background.
Republic of Užupis is a creation of the artist, created out of the necessity, because all the, as I mentioned to you earlier, Užupis was very neglected, a very poor neighborhood, and we proclaimed the independence from everything.
What does that mean, in practice? What is life like in Užupis? We proclaimed we're separating from all these things, and then how has that impacted life here?
We try to make more daily life, daily routine more lively for ourselves and also for the city guests.
And when I was emailing with you, somebody said, or I think whoever I emailed first said, I'll forward your email to the general secretary, and then there's the parliament and the president. You actually have governmental position sounding things. How does that whole collective work?
Initially, the president of the Republic was elected by the local community, and he remained and remains for 24 years already. Next year we're going to celebrate our anniversary, and we don't see anybody else who could take his position. He's a legend, and he's a godfather of the neighborhood of the Republic, so he's our lifetime president. God, we wish him the good health and everything,
but like a peaceful, like usually when you hear lifetime appointment, it's because somebody changed the constitution. But this is a peaceful version.
Absolutely, all the government works differently. It has few ministers. We used to have our army and the minister of the internal.
You had an army?
We had an army of 12 soldiers. We have our navy as well, made from the small toy ships and everything.
And how does the city of Vilnius feel about having an independent republic in the city?
We had a tumultuous relationship throughout those 25 years. But right now, the city and municipality enjoys and respects us very, very well. And quite often they asking our advice how to work with the districts or the communities within those districts. They're treating us not as a regular neighborhood or district, but as a partners in the coexistence of the communities and districts within the city.
And when we were just walking around, we saw some neighboring parts of Užupis that are gentrifying, and you're talking about how they lack the community aspect. So what would you say is special about this republic, the people who live here, and the history of it?
I think the personalities, artistic nature, and many artists who are more communal than the, let's say, IT specialists, IT professionals, or whoever new generation might be. Republic of Užupis and its community stands on the pillars of the older generation, and we are getting older and older. The base or the main part of the Užupis community. And unfortunately, we don't see whom to pass it to, because younger generation, the ones who would change us throughout the days, they don't show the interest. They want only to consume. They don't want to give their time, their energy to making the community live, to be live and sustaining and growing and keeping. Only the older generation or the main members of the community, they care for it. Our main thing is to give to the neighborhood, to the community, to the city, to the world. The new generation, with all the gentrification process, they come only to consume.
Next time, I end my visit to Vilnius by diving into Litvak Jewish cuisine.